freshly 2 years we've been here. So we bought this place back on the 6th of January 2022. So pretty fresh to the area. I've grown up in Atherton and Tom's been here his whole life, lived on this road.
Yeah. No, never before. Been through a lot of floods, like living on this road my whole life, but yeah, never like this before.
Everyone that you talk to, even his mum and dad, they've said they've been here their whole life as well and they've never seen it as crazy as what it has been. So it was definitely something we don't want to have to go through again. The cyclone was on the Wednesday and that was a pretty calm day, as everyone would tell you. But then Thursday came around and I didn't go to work. Tom made it out, I didn't. But I was calling him probably from about 12 o'clock onwards saying, like, you need to come home. The river is rising. The front causeway is going to be flooded. You need to come back, otherwise you probably won't make it. And lucky he did. He was just able to get through our front causeway. It was quite high. And then we were here for, what was it? Thursday, Friday, Saturday, evacuated Sunday.
4 days.
Our house turned into an island. We were surrounded, so there was no way we could get vehicles out, nothing. I think the first thing that we noticed was our dam. So we have a dam and our next door neighbour has a dam, and we have never seen like the floodway, I guess you could call it, between both properties so wide and fast flowing. It was crazy, yeah, and how high it had gotten and just how fast it was flowing over our causeway. Hadn't seen anything like that. And then the next day when we walked out, went for a little walk up the driveway, and there was no way we could get out of our actual road because of just the amount of water that was there. It was crazy. We were going to leave once the Barron broke its banks, but the water has to meet from our front property to the Barron before it starts to rise, and if we had have left then we probably would have been swimming out, so glad we left when we did. It was still on an island at that time. No one else can see it, but pretty well like where your car is parked, the back of it, it was almost to there. So yeah, it was up very high. So we left on foot. So we were in contact with my family the whole time, as well as Tom's family. And so Tom's family live 4K down the road from us, and they're on a hill, so it was really good. They weren't really affected. But yeah, we walked out on foot at around 1 o'clock. So it was the deepest, I think, was around knee height that we had to walk through. So we walked out our front gate, walked across our 7 acres, through 2 properties, up onto the highway, and then up the mountains across, so we could find a spot where all the little river systems weren't running into, so it was safe enough for us to cross. All we had was pretty well the necessities, so we didn't know how high the water would come. I had absolutely no idea, so we lifted what we could up to save what we could, and on our backs we just had 4 pairs of clothes, our ID, money, and some drinks to get us through.
And a rope.
And a rope, yeah, a rope as well, yeah, and an umbrella. Obviously no one knew we were going to get flooded, but to prepare for the cyclone we tidied up our whole house, we tied things down, we went and bought a generator just in case we did lose power, so we were prepared for that. Yeah, and that's pretty much about it. We made sure we had fuel, we have everything else, food, water.
Just didn't prepare for the flood.
No. Not a lot, but still enough for us. We have 6 cows. When we started to get flooded, it was coming up their paddock. I asked Tom, when do you think we should open the gates so they can get out and get to high ground? And he said, let's just do it now. So we opened it up, they made their way out, they ended up coming and staying in our shed to get out of the rain. And then we couldn't really do anything else because this is the highest ground that we have possible. And we didn't know how high it would get. It turned out it came up to about chest height in our shed. and our cows ended up swimming up our paddock. We were incredibly thankful that our neighbours stayed until the very last second, and they seen our cows swimming up the paddock and cut the fence, took them into high ground, and now also thankful for our other neighbours, they are staying at their place at the moment, which, yeah, can't thank them enough.
Yeah.
The only other thing I can think of is on our road, Hodzik Road, there is a power pole. Imagine how tall a power pole is, and the bottom wires that run across it, halfway down was how high the water was on our road.
No, so people were driving around on boats.
Yeah, they were also driving around on boats.
And they were scared to go underneath the power lines.
That's how high it
Close it was to the actual power lines on the power pole. Yeah.
Yeah, so because we had evacuated, we weren't here, but we do obviously know everyone on the road, and we were asking people that were still down this end if they could go and check on the house, if we were still able to get in or not. I think the next morning, probably around like 7 or 6 a.m, you still couldn't see our front numbers on our
Rule numbers.
rule number out the front. It was still quite up high. Yeah, but then Tom ended up coming down and he was able to get in, and he was the first one to see anything.
Yeah, it was a bit of a mess, honestly. There was chairs and
one of these chairs was stuck in the fence.
Yeah, there was still missing a lot of things, but yeah.
I just remember getting a call from Tom because I didn't come with him, and he said, "You're probably going to cry when you see the inside of the house."
Yeah.
Just the mud everywhere and
all the floorboards lifting.
Yeah.
In the water. But
most of it we did lose just due to how long the water was in the house for. Everything swelled and just wasn't really usable anymore. Yeah. So we've had, I don't even know, countless hampers that have come to us, not only from Mareeba. So there was also Angela Curtio from Atherton. She came in and dropped hampers off. She was fantastic. She wrapped Christmas presents for kids that may have lost all of their presents and dropped them off for girls and boys. We had the MCC come and drop hampers off. The church. We had the Mareeba Lions Club come and verbally talk to all of us and hear everything that had happened, and they gave us money as well. Family. Can't thank family enough. They've done a whole heap for us. Yeah, it was really good. It's really good to see everyone come together. I mean, not many people know of Hodzik Road, and to have that amount of support was really good. Even there was a Facebook post from, who was it? Beds Are Us.
Yeah.
Is that what they're called? Yeah. He had put out a post saying, if you need anything and you've been affected by the floods, please let us know. And I was tagged in it and I commented, and he sent me a message straight away asking if we needed anything. So that was really good. So I think that us being insured has made everything 10 times better. Otherwise, I don't know how okay I would be. But yeah, we're just going through all the steps at the moment just to try and get into getting the house redone, which will be really good. I would definitely say, I mean, I don't know how much the premium is going to go up for insurance, but it's definitely saved us, and we know that we were paying more than half of what everyone else was paying. But it has definitely saved us, and you do feel a lot more calm, like a weight is lifted off your shoulders, knowing that you have that extra support behind you. We do know there's quite a few people on our road that unfortunately never got flood insurance, or they were told they had flood insurance, but reading the fine print, they weren't covered for it. Really sad. Don't deter living on the Barren or anywhere like scare you from buying the place. It's still a beautiful place to live. Just keep in mind that something like this is possible. Making sure that your house is on the highest place of the property is definitely a big thing. And insurance, definitely. If you can, shop around. Lots of people offer insurance. You may have to pay a little bit extra, but it definitely pays to have it.